All right.
How are you today?
I'm phenomenal. How about yourself?
I'm doing well.
Good.
Can't complain.
So, first of all, welcome to Career Night.
All right.
It's an in-person event. It's also a live event on Instagram. We go live on Instagram. So, I'm gonna have my little computer. My little phone. That's what I'm saying, right? I'm like, what am I talking about? So I'm gonna have my phone right here.
Mm-hmm.
So as people come on, I'm gonna be engaging with them, like Jazzy Girl, Alejandra. Hey, how you doing? She just joined, so I'm gonna be kind of doing that as well. But that's what Career Night is all about.
Oh.
It's an opportunity for people to come on, for them to learn about Brooks and Davis, where we share. I'll be fielding questions and comments from Instagram. So guys, if you guys have questions, comments, go ahead and let us know. We got Alejandra. Hey, Alejandra. I think Alejandra came on last time as well. But if you guys have questions, comments, let us know. If anything in particular you want to know about Brooks and Davis, anything in particular that you want to know about real estate. I do these once a month as an opportunity to be the industry's broker. I'm the self-proclaimed industry's broker. So if your broker isn't accessible, if he isn't answering your questions, at least once a month, you can engage with at CEO Coach Mike via this platform, or hey, I'm always on social media, right? So through the Instagram, through Facebook, through YouTube. So I love to make myself accessible. But we do have a participant in the building today, so we're going to be talking through some things, getting to know you, and allow you an opportunity to ask questions and talk to you about Brooks and Davis and all of that, right? So, Tashana?
Yes.
Tashana, all right. Well, thank you for coming. I would love to hear your real estate story. What's your real estate story?
Well, right now I'm still in classes. My last class is officially this weekend.
All right.
And then after that, I have to register to take the state exam.
All right.
Right now, I'm just in the process of researching brokerages and real estate firms to see where my home will be.
All right.
So that's exciting.
So how'd you find out about Brooks and Davis?
The internet.
You Googled us?
Yes.
Right.
I really was looking for something like black owned, kind of somewhat, not necessarily small, but something that would give me a family oriented feel, someone that's available to my questions and mentoring and helping me grow as a new agent.
Okay. And what was it about what you, so when you Googled us, what did you Google?
Oh, really? My first search was brokers near me and real estate firms near me, and you're not that far from me.
Where are you?
I'm like 288 in Almeida, you know?
Oh yeah, we there.
Yeah, you're right down the street.
Yeah.
And then I look at website pages and see like what the people are about. I look at who the agents are and read their background and see if it's something that I feel like I can relate to, and if they look like someone I would be comfortable working with. I
love it. So you're very intentional about how you approached it. So because
I feel like it could make or break you.
I agree with you.
And coming into it and it's something new, it's important to be able to learn as much as you can. So I want someone that's available to help me, who wants to actually help me be successful. Absolutely.
Let me give some people some shout outs. Your Keep It Real to join. PV Sigmas 1914 join. Look, you guys ask questions. It's an opportunity. Thank you for joining in on the live. It's our in-person and live career night. And I'm just having a great conversation with Ms. Tashana, who came in today to learn a little bit more about Brooks and Davis and talk to us a little bit about her real estate career. So, did you pull up some other companies that was?
I did. I looked at Keller Williams. I've seen a Coldwell Banker. I also came across another small owned that was by a lady. And I spoke with her. She's pretty nice.
What was the name of her company?
T Associates.
T Associates. No, I'm not familiar with her.
Yeah, she's kind of new. Somewhat still
But she
new.
was nice.
Yeah,
all right.
She was nice.
Have you met with them other companies like Keller Williams?
No,
did you meet with them?
Looking at the website, I wasn't really interested because it seems so big, and I feel like they'll just take you on and just throw you out there and say, figure it out.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, right?
I don't know either. That's just what my perception was.
Yeah, but I think the way that you're approaching it, the way that you're looking at it from a support standpoint is key, right? So, Tashana, what made you want to get into real estate?
Honestly, I've always been intrigued by homes, period, and I will spend a lot of my time on the internet just
Okay.
looking at houses.
Okay.
And I will actually go look at open houses just because.
Curious.
Yeah. And then I will spend a lot of time looking at home decor and
Okay.
DIY projects, and I'm like, why am I spending so much time on this? And then I start looking into real estate investing, and then on the
Okay.
internet is so much like information, but it could be
You don't know
wrong
what's right,
information, and
what's
you don't
right
know
or
what's
wrong.
legal and what's not legal. So I said,
Yeah.
hey, why not just go to real estate school and get my license and do things the right way?
Okay. Now, what are you currently doing?
Right
Who is
now,
that?
I'm just
Dirt
focusing
Dirt Tread to the Bone has joined. Shout out. How y'all doing? Go ahead and wait. But yeah, go ahead and tell me what are you doing now?
Currently, right now, I'm just focused on finishing my classes.
Really?
Studying.
So
yeah.
full time
Mhm.
real estate. Okay.
Yeah.
That should be an interesting journey, huh?
Ugh. Stressful. Interesting, but stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you from Houston, the Houston
Mhm.
area?
Yeah, I grew up like in South Park area, closer to Belford.
Yep.
Yeah, over there. And then as I grew up, maybe around elementary school age, we kind of moved into the Sunnyside area.
Okay.
And that's another thing. I wanted to find someone that is familiar with the areas and wants or helpful for me to be able to start in my own communities and
Right.
give back to my own communities.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people, when you look and you see everywhere they specialize in the neighborhoods they mostly work in, it's not really
Our
all
community.
neighborhoods. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was another thing I was looking at.
Okay, sweet. So had you had a chance to check out our website?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. And I guess it was good enough for you at least coming in.
Yeah.
So again, with our in-person and live career nights, we like to open up a platform for you to ask questions. So what is it? What's important to you about, or what would you like to know about Brooks and Davis and what we have to offer and things like that?
How available are you to your new agents?
Okay, that's a great question. So one of the things that I did many years ago is that I wanted to design a real estate company in such a way to where, or something that could differentiate us
You from others, yeah. It's important.
as it relates to these larger firms that you talked about,
Mhm.
right? Your Keller Williams, your Century 21. So I attended a National Association of Realtors conference. So there are companies, brokerages, people from all over the United States, well, really all over the world.
Yeah.
So they had one particular session that I was attending, and it was geared towards independent brokers. So we're considered an independent broker, meaning we're not a part of a, because I could be a broker and own a franchise within one of those big brands. If I'm not that, then I'm a broker with my own company, broker owner. They call us independent brokers. So they had a session that was geared towards independent brokers, and this had to be about 5 years ago.
Really?
It had to be about 5 years ago. Yes.
So much could change in 5 years.
So much has changed in 5 years. Yes. So I went there, and it was a panel. So you had a guy there from Intero, you had a guy there from Century 21, you had a guy there from Howard Hanna, which is a large regional company in the Midwest. You had a guy there from Windermere, which is another regional company, but it's on the west side of the United States. So one of the guys stood up that was attending the event, and he was like, "Look, man, I'm out here recruiting, trying to bring in agents. How can I compete with y'all? Like, y'all big, y'all got the big offices, y'all got the education, like y'all so big, the numbers, the training, like I'm sitting talking to the agent, y'all sitting talking to the agent, I'm lose." So the guy said something, man, and it really resonated with me. I'm sitting in that audience, man, because he's saying that, and I'm like, yeah, man, And at the time, we were actually considering joining a Keller Williams firm at that time. So the guy was like, and he's on the stage. Now, mind you, he's like a president, a vice president, a regional president, something in one of these big brands. But I mean, he said, "You have something that we don't have that we can never have." He said that. And the guy was like, "What? What do we have? What do we have that y'all will never have? Y'all can never compete with us on?" And he said, "You have you." right? He said, your company has you, and we will never have you, right? So that's what you have to sell. You have to sell you, and let that be the competitive edge.
That should be the mindset with everything, though, because a lot of people would be like, "Oh, I don't want to open a grocery store because it's one here. I don't want to open a beauty salon because someone's already doing it." But that's them. It's not you. You may have something different to offer, something better to offer. So
it's funny you said it, because I have been in real estate like 8 years, 9 years, something like that. I never came to that. You see what I'm saying? Like, I never came to, I'm the unique selling proposition. I didn't, until I sat in that meeting and the guy said it, and it's like everything just went off, like boom. So from that moment forward, I said, we need to kind of redesign what's going on here, Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm.
Rebranding.
So I said, not even really rebranding, reoperating, right? So I needed to get to the point to where I could pull myself out of operations to where I could be freed up to where that accessibility now exists, right? On that year, we started what's called to Create Your New Life. And that's how I know how long ago it was. Because just last year was the last time we ever did a Create Your New Life. And it spanned a 5-year period. So I know when it started. It started when that moment happened. Yeah. And then we just ended it. It was a 5-year run. So it's like between 5 and 6 years ago when I had that experience. So, and to Create Your New Life, what I wanted to do was like, all right, well, if I need to be more accessible, my agents need more of me. I need to start creating these digital platforms to where the agents can access me, they can touch me, I can touch them, and from that point forward, when I start talking about some of the support that we offer, it all really kind of stems from how can Michael give the agents more? How can they have more access and exposure to him? So it started this journey of me coming back, getting a team in place, getting a senior team in place. So when it comes to working with buyers, when it comes to working with sellers, I'm pulling away from that, right? But
free up the time.
Freeing up the time. So at some point, it could be 100% just about the agents. Like, my role is just about the agents. Yeah. Now, it took years to do that, right? I'm there now. Sure. Yeah, I'm there now where that's it. This is my role with the company. As a CEO, as a senior coach, I'm responsible for agent development. I'm responsible for training. I'm responsible for the coaching. I'm responsible for giving supervision as it relates to our senior corporate team. Let me shout out my man. What's going on, T? I see you there, buddy. All right, so I was in my spiel about training. All right, but when it comes to the schools, when it comes to talking to other realtors, when it comes to just people in period, they always say you got to get what? Training, right? And then they mention some of the companies like, Keller Williams got good training. What's going on? Go Hustle RRK. What's going on? Got to shout my people out. All right. Well, and I used to think that training is the thing. That's the differentiator. Well, I kind of went through phases of, well, maybe it's training. Maybe they need more training, or maybe they need more mentoring, or maybe they need more tools. They need better tools. Like our tools ain't good enough. Or maybe they need more. Maybe they need more training. Maybe I need to offer more trainings. Maybe they need to be inspired. That's what it is. They need to be inspired, or maybe they need to be encouraged. Like they lose their faith. All right, this is where I'm at. In 2022, they need all of it. It ain't just one. Yeah. It ain't just one. They need all of it. And we call that support. So I came up with a concept. I call it a 3-to-1 ratio relationship, right? Because I used to think it's I'm responsible for it all. They're new, they're brand new, they don't know what to do. Right? So as the broker, I need to, if they're not succeeding, if they're not figuring it out, if they're not making money, they're not closing deals, then it's something that I'm not doing right.
But that's not always the case.
Well, but let me tell you why I was on the so extreme of it. the other extreme is, and you probably heard this, well, it's your business. What you put into it, you get out of it.
Yeah.
You're an independent contractor.
So if they're not putting anything into it, then they're not going to get anything out of it, and it's not your fault.
So it is still, though, because it's kind of like this. So if you have a kid, a baby, you got kids?
2.
Okay. So imagine when your baby came out as a baby, right? And you put that baby in the seat, right? Mm-hmm. And you say to that baby, well, you're crying, you're hungry. Well, just tell me you're hungry. Baby don't know. Like, the baby can't tell you what's wrong with him.
Yeah.
He don't even know what questions to ask. He don't even know what to say, right? Mm-hmm. But what he do know is that he hurting. Yeah. He do know that he needs something. So that's how new agents are. Yeah, you don't even know what you need. You don't know why it's not working. You don't know why you're not making any money.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, so yeah, the broker has to, but again, there is a part that you play though. All right, which it took me a while to figure that out, because at first it was like, so I'm doing all these things, and I think it made us a better brokerage firm because it did really make us take a hard look at some of the things that we were doing. Well, the realization that I came to is that they're not right because the industry puts it all on you, right? And I wasn't right because I put it all on me as the broker. So the industry puts it all on the agent. The broker puts it all on or I put it all on the broker, right? It's a marriage, right? Now, I don't think it's not 50-50 though, right? Just like my relationship with my child is not a 50-50 relationship. It's not 50-50, right? But it does take them doing something. So that's why we coined it the 3-to-1 ratio relationship. All right, so that's how we coined. So success is not market share, is not social media presence, right? It's transactions, right? Transactions is what's best for everybody. Like when you take the 30,000 foot view of real estate, the fuel that drives everything is the transaction. That's what's best for everybody, right? That's what's best for you because that's what put money in your pocket. That's what's best for the client because that's what they hired you for, their real estate need. That's what's best for the people that work alongside of us, the title companies, the appraisers, the lenders. Without transactions, ain't nobody working. That's what's best for the brokerage firms, right? That's what's best for Trek. That's what's best for the Houston Association of Realtors in theory, right? So the transaction is how we measure if you're being successful or not in real estate. So for us, this 3-to-1 ratio relationship, the goal is to drive you to being successful, drive you to doing transactions. All right. The way to do that, we got to put something in, you got to put something in. We guarantee it happening. So these are our 3 parts. So we're going to provide mentorship, we're going to provide coaching, we're going to provide training, right? So even if I had to expound upon that, everybody that joins Brooks and Davis, they get everybody that's not done at least 3 buyer or sell transactions gets a mentor. They come in through our mentor program, one-on-one, holding your hand. When you walked in here, Margaret was on the phone. Guess who she was on the phone with? Her mentee. Yes. All right, because Margaret's one of our senior agents, top agents. Matter of fact, she finished number 5 last year. Senior team, corporate team agent. Everybody gets a mentor. All right. Everybody gets one-on-one coaching. 2 different roles. The mentor is there to help you understand the transaction. They're doing a contract. She's on the phone, walking her through. This is what you need to put in there. This is how you need to do it. The coach is there to help you build. Most people get in this business because they want this to be their full-time gig. This is their career. They want this to be their career. Well, that means you got to create consistency. You got to create consistency in income and revenue, which requires consistent activities, which requires systems and processes.
Yeah, you have to show up every day.
Show up every day doing the things that are going to bring that to you, But again, brand new, you don't know what that stuff is. So you have to build that. You have to build that vehicle that's going to provide that for you. Well, the coach is there to help you, help show you, help build it with you. So you can, whether that's some people come in part-time, being able to transition where you're doing it full-time. Some people come in and they're doing deals, but they need to scale. Like they want to get it to where they're really enjoying the kind of quality of life that they want. So the coach even comes in and helps them with that. So you get a mentor, you get a coach. All right. The coach is also there to help you with the transition. Like I said earlier, a lot of people get into this business and they experience culture shock because it ain't they don't see what they saw, what they thought, what they see on TV.
It's never as what it seems, though.
Well, let me tell you, I tell people all the time. I tell them, look, real estate is gonna punch you in the face. Be prepared for it. Be ready for the punch because it's coming. All right. Now, once you get punched, because it's gonna punch you in the face, and then when you go to grab your face, it's gonna punch you in the gut. Like that's what real estate gonna do. Well, when that happens, now you got a decision to make. Are you going to stay in it? Now that you know what it is for real, right? You got into it under false pretenses, but now that you know what it is for real, are you gonna stay in it?
It's a matter of how bad you want it or not.
Well, people walk up to that crossroads daily, and at that moment they have to decide: are they gonna stay in it, or are they gonna get out of it? Now, some people do this. Some people just get out of it, like, hey, I'm done. Some people stay in it, but mentally they've checked out, right? And then some people stay in it, and I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make it happen. All right, everybody's gonna get there, Tashana. Everybody. All right, I'm telling you, everybody's gonna travel. Everybody's gonna travel that road and have to make that decision. All right, so the coach is there to help. Since we know that that's gonna happen, you're gonna need inspiration. You're gonna need to be encouraged. Like you're gonna need to be like, no, it's not just you. It's not you, because you're gonna come in here thinking it's me. Something wrong with me. I'm not good enough. I can't do it. It ain't you, right? It's a part of the process. Just gotta be patient with the process. So that's another role of the coach. So mentorship, coaching, and then we do about 5 to 8 events per week. Matter of fact, I'm gonna stop saying 5 to 8 because we've really been doing more than that. We've been doing like between 7 to 10 events per week, whether they online, whether they in person. Like today, we brought in a home warranty, Adelina Haskins with Armadillo Home Warranty. That's why we got our snacks right there, because that's what's left over. But that's the kind of stuff that we do, and we do a lot of it. We're extremely active as a and it's not just for licensed Brooks and Davis agents. Like any licensed professional can take part in what we're doing.
That's good.
Anybody, right? So, but that's just one part, right? So mentoring, coaching, training, all right? The second part, we provide tools, we provide resources, and we provide platforms. So I'll go into a little more detail about what that means, what I mean with platforms, right? So digital marketing is another space that we're really working to dominate in. The digital marketing from a real estate space, okay? Right now we've created a TV channel, so we call it BND TV. We have 3 shows that we put on a weekly basis. All of them are live. We go live on Facebook. We go live on YouTube, right? One of them is called Monday Night Live, where I go live on Facebook and YouTube. It's a call-in show, so we take calls, we take text messages, we take questions in the DM, and it's just me answering basic questions about that realtors, new realtors, just anybody may have, because it's so many things that you run into in being in real estate. Yeah. So we answer those questions. Very broad.
Something new popping up every day. People like, hey, you can do this. Or you
yes.
can do that.
Yes. And then trying to understand some of the different nuances. Like one of the questions we had last Monday was, as a realtor, can I start an LLC and get paid through my LLC? Like, that's a question that you really you got to ask somebody that question. Like, that's not something that's being taught in school, right? So, we had one question was, if I buy my own house, can I get paid? Like, is it illegal for me to get paid the commission if I purchase my own house? again, that's one of those, you got to ask somebody that question. You ain't really going to be able to go nowhere and Google that, right? So we do that on Mondays. It's myself and another one of our top agents, Ricardo Davis. We do that show. So then on Tuesdays, we do what's called the Real to Life podcast. Real to Life podcast, when I bring in an agent, I interview them, right? I really use that platform, especially for my brand new agents. Because when you first get licensed, the hardest people for you to sell is going to be people that already know you. Oh, what's going on, PYP Devil? I think that's Devin. What's up, Devin? What up, brother? All right. But most people, they're going to them going to be the hardest people because they know you. So now it's like, I know Tashana not like her, but she knew. And am I finna entrust her with
the biggest decision of my life?
Right. And what am I gonna do that? So we created this platform, the Real to Life podcast, where I bring you on, I interview you, because only experts get interviewed. So I come in and I interview you. They're able to get to know you better, know you on a more intimate level, but then they also get exposed to me. They get exposed to who your broker's gonna be, who your support person is, which is gonna help with them having that level of confidence to where
be able to better trust you.
Absolutely. So because once you're a guest, then we take it and we give you a nice polished digital video of the interview. Has all the edits and all that stuff on there. It looks phenomenal, right? Got your name under there with your little title. I bring you to the stage. They like, oh man, this ain't no hobby, right? Because we got to dispel. Yeah, it's official. So we send you that. So now you have that. You can just send it. Boom, boom, boom. Check me out. And then that helps with their mindset of being able
to see how serious that person is and how professional that person is, and will they really be able to represent me in my best interest? Yeah, do they know enough? Yeah. Because it ain't that they like you. They know you and they like you, but do she know enough? Is she competent enough? Right? So that helps with that. So that's an example of when I say platforms. We also do Now, and then we do another show called The Mastermind Through Tough Times, which is it's a more relaxed, lighthearted show. We jump on there. We talk about like trending topics, what's on Twitter. It's myself and matter of fact, Margaret's my co-host, and then Jess is the super producer. So she be jumping on there as well. We have a real estate topic, but we really spend a lot of time. We just have like random topics. Like this last Tuesday, we talked about the freeze. So we revisited the freeze from last year. And we just kind of talked about it, a lot of joking. We'll throw in a real estate topic. We do like a real estate story, real estate gone wild, like different funny stories about real estate stuff. So we do that as well. Another thing, but it's an opportunity for people to come on with us. Like we said, like being in the barbershop or being in the beauty shop, having that conversation. We're like, man, well, come on, man, and join the conversation. So it's an opportunity for the agents to participate in that as well. And then we have an in-studio show that we do called the Prime Real Estate Network. And that's where you go in studio, 4K HD. It's another one of those things, right? And that one's geared more towards entrepreneurship. But again, being realtors, our agents have access to it. So that's another, platform that you can take advantage of. And then as far as the tools, we have digital software called the Success in Real Estate Machine that's used in conjunction with our mentor program to help you understand the transaction, right? That transaction from A to Z. Get more versed. You learn this business by doing it, right? Yeah. There's not an amount of classes you can take, books. No, you got to do transactions. So that's why our mentor program is designed to put you in the transaction, but partner you with somebody know what they're doing, so you don't put the commission at risk and you don't put the best interest of the client at risk, but you're learning as you go, right? Pretty much holding your hand. So we had that. So that's an example of, say, when I say tools and resources, right? So that's the second part, right? So the first part is coaching, mentorship, training. Second part is tools, resources, and platforms, right? And then now the third part is we provide inspiration, we provide encouragement,
and we provide so inspiration, encouragement, and guidance. All right. It's too many new agents out here trying to figure it out. Matter of fact, it should be no realtors out here trying to figure it out. Right? It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be.
No, because brokers, we out here, right?
Yeah.
So we out here. These agents shouldn't be out here guessing. They should be able to call a broker and get an answer. But what's the problem? They ain't answering the phone. The brokers ain't answering the phone. The brokers is not accessible. Right. So that's the problem. So guidance is a big deal. Right. And then again, I mentioned you transition into something that you're not familiar with. Your confidence is going to take a hit.
I'm pretty sure.
Self-doubt is going to creep in. Right. So you need to be encouraged and be like, Tashana, don't give up.
To it for the income, or it looks like a luxurious lifestyle and career. Like, hey, I'm going to get paid so much money, but everybody's journey is different. Everybody's experiences are different. You can't expect to just come into it and say, hey, I'm going to be a millionaire tomorrow.
Oh, they expect that. People come in there, I'll be like, hey,
it's not realistic.
Well, but that's what's being portrayed, though.
Yeah.
And then what'll start happening is that people start looking at other people. I mean, I have this conversation all the time and my response is, well, yes, yes, but it's challenging sometimes. I get it. But I just had this conversation the other day with a new agent. I'm saying, look, you got to be patient with the process. You got to be patient. You over here looking, but you don't understand the context of what they got going on, right?
You don't understand their journey they went to get to where they are now.
Right. And they could be lying.
That's
right? Stop sitting up here looking at Instagram and believing what they present to you is the truth, right? So you all that stuff's gonna jump in there. So you're gonna need some encouragement. Yeah, you're gonna need some encouragement to be like, you got this, you can do this. And then you're gonna need some people to inspire. Like, I wake up every day and my goal is I gotta be on 100. Like, I gotta be on 150 for my agents, right? I can't come in here drowned, defeated, wounded, low energy. Yeah. No, I gotta come in. I can't just come in high energy. I gotta come in higher than high energy.
That's what I mean by you have to show up every day. Like, really show up every day.
Every day. Every day.
Whatever you're going through, leave it at home.
You got to.
leave it outside.
You got to.
Breathe and shake it off.
You got to come in here. But here's the thing. Like me, I can't fake it. So I gotta. What I have to do is that, yeah, we have issues, we got problems, we got things that's going on. I had to figure out a way to have that there and still be on higher than high, to where it's just they cohabitate. Because that's how important it is for my agents to be able to see me and be able to tap into the energy that I bring to the table. Because
I was once a person like that. Well, if I was having a bad day, you could see it on my face. Like, no, I wouldn't put that off on you and give you bad energy, but you will see it on my face. Then you have to realize that energy is never destroyed. It's just transferred from me to you. So even if I'm having the worst day ever, if I'm not smiling and I don't come in here on 10, then it could positively, possibly affect you.
No, it will.
And I wouldn't want that because it's not fair to you or the next person or the next person. So it's best if I just get my stuff together.
Get it together. Because guess what? Don't nobody want to be around that. You're going to run the people away. Like, it's all about attraction. Right? That don't attract people. That distracts people. So you got to deal with all that. But so you need I tell my agents, like, at least once a week, y'all need a shot from me. I'm your medicine. Y'all need a shot. Boom. That's why we got to do the coaching. Right? So that's the third part: inspiration, encouragement, and guidance. So we take those three parts, and that's what we call support. Right? So we're going to out support any other brokerage firm, right? And it doesn't just stop there. We're constantly evolving, right? Over these years, from when I had that moment where I was determined, I need to be more accessible, they need more of me. Through these next 5 to 6 years, that support has evolved and has grown, and more layers have come around it. And the plan is, as we go to the next 5, the next 10, next 20 years, that support is just going to continue to expand and grow, and we'll find a better way to do it. So we're not going to be outdone. as it relates to support, right? Because personally, my 18 years in this business, I got over 1,000 transactions under my belt. That's what's missing. Well, that's what's missing in this industry. Mm-hmm. The reason that realistically, less than 5% of the people in this business are making more than 6 figures. It's a major gap between the haves and the have-nots in real estate. Oh, it's a major gap. It's a major gap between the haves and the have-nots in this real estate business, right? And the reason that is, I was having a conversation during our study halls. So study halls is another thing that we put on for new agents and our affiliate members. So we have our affiliate membership that is geared towards people like yourself who are not licensed yet, but can come in and begin to get exposed to the practical elements of what you're going to be doing, and then partner you alongside of real estate professionals, right? So like before Margaret and Shantae connected as mentor and mentee, Shantae was working with Margaret as an affiliate member while she was going through the process of getting her license and taking her and getting and passing the exam. So you can imagine how much momentum you're able to build on if you didn't start when most people they start once they get licensed. Like they put all their focus and energy on passing the exam, then they get the license, and then they start trying to learn how to do the business.
And then it feels like you probably have to play catch up and cram so much stuff and try and learn so much into a short period of time.
Right, and then you get frustrated, right? Versus you're getting exposed to these things now. So by the time you get licensed, you're just continuing the momentum that you've already built versus starting from a dead stop. That was the whole reason why we started our affiliate membership. We started that about 4 years ago. So I said that to say, what was I talking about? Support? What else was I talking about? I lost my thought. Why did I bring up the affiliate membership? Shantae, Margaret, mentorship, support.
I don't know where you were going.
I don't know where I was going either. Look, I don't even know where I was. Like, where was I in the conversation? So I was, I was going to make a point. Tashana, help me out, girl. You can't read my mind. Read my mind. I completely forgot where I was going with what I was talking about. All right, well, so we had that affiliate membership program. Support, people can't out-support us. That's where I was going. So we feel like, or the way we approach it is that that's what's needed in the industry, right? That's where I was going. So that's how I brought up the affiliate program. So, because I was saying a conversation that we had in our study hall, and I was saying our study hall is another layer of support that we offer for our new agents and our affiliates, and then it took me into the affiliate. All right. So during our study hall, with our head of agent development, Ms. Dion Collier, we were having a conversation about one of the questions that was asked was, got another person. What's going on, Distill D Waters in the building? All right. So another question that one of the new agents asked was like, well, what do you feel like the biggest issue for new agents is? That was the question. So what I feel like the biggest issue for new agents is starting off wrong. And this is what I mean by that. If you get plugged in to the wrong environment, i.e. brokerage, get tapped into the wrong situation in the beginning, then what happened and what that looks like, in my opinion, is a situation that doesn't support you. It's just like a baby being born to a family that don't support and nurture them. Yeah. All right. So now, if you get into the situation, no support, no nurturing, then just like any kid, you start blaming who?
Your parents.
Or
the broker.
Or yourself.
Yeah.
Right? You start saying, I'm the like in any abusive relationship, the victim many times blames himself. Something wrong with me. I can't do it. I can't figure it out. All right. So then once you start blaming yourself, then now it creates this spiral,
Yeah.
right? So again, lack of confidence, self-doubt, because real estate is a confidence game. If you walk into the room and you got a lot of confidence in front of the client, as long as rapport is built,
Yeah.
the person that is more certain about the outcome is going to win. They're going to influence the other person. So you could walk in there and not know a lick, but you could be certain that I'm going to take care of you, period. I care about you. I'm going to take care of you. If y'all have rapport built, then you're going to influence them to do business with you, period. So it's a confidence game. Well, confidence in most instances is the first thing to go with a new agent.
That makes sense.
Yeah, you coming into it already with hesitance on confidence, right? So now you get into that situation, that environment. Now it's completely gone. You create this spiral. Now you start spiraling out, right? Well, even if the person realizes I need to switch my environment, well, you go to the new environment. Unless that new broker or that new environment is strong enough to pull you out of the spiral and reverse the spiral, you're going to keep spiraling out, right? And until you just spiral out, which is what people are doing. They're spiraling out because of how they started. Now, if you start into the right environment and you get the right nurturing and the right support, then you're going to begin to spiral in the opposite direction, right? Because now your confidence is growing. Doubt is being managed, right? You're starting to see the results, because that's when it really gets real, is when you start seeing checks.
Yeah.
Right? That's when you start believing. It really feeds your belief. That's the spiral that we got to get you on. So the biggest issue with new agents right now is how they start. If you start wrong, if you get connected wrong, then it's difficult to pull you out of it.
That's why it's important to take your time and actually do your research.
No, let me tell you why. Because you don't know.
No, I'm saying do your research as far as what brokerage you want to choose to work with.
No.
No.
Because as a new agent, you don't know.
You
Like
know
a
what
baby
you're looking for?
don't know what kind of parents it need. You know what I'm saying? Right? You understand what I'm saying? Like a baby don't know. This is the kind of environment that I need to survive. I don't know. Instincts. It's all instincts, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's all Mother Nature. It's kind of driving that situation, right? So that's what it is here. You don't really know. So you could go try to do all the research, but you like, this is foreign. This is completely new. Like, I don't know. I'm actually leaning and entrusting on somebody to do a solid by me and take care of me, right? So for Brooks and Davis, we're not only do we have to transform ourselves into a company that, and we've already done that, right? If you start with us, you good, you out of here. But we got to get to the point to where we can clean up the mess of what other brokers have done.
Yeah.
Because that's where our challenge is right now. Agents come from other brokerage firms that haven't done good by them, and they spent like 6 months with them. Well, now they've started that spiral. So now we got to get to
damage.
Yeah, we damage control now. now we gotta get you to change your mindset. We got to get you to trust us, because what we're going to be saying and doing is going to be so contrary to what you've been hearing. Not just what you've been hearing from that brokerage firm, what you've been hearing from the industry. What we're going to be talking about, right? So we got to transform ourselves to be able to, like I said, do damage control and send people in the opposite direction. So that's the biggest issue to new agents right now, is coming into an environment that doesn't give them the level of support that they need.
Is there a time frame you can put on how soon a new agent will close their first deal? No.
So, and I guess the next question is why?
Yeah.
Why can't I put a time frame on that? Because it goes into your part, right? So I talked to you about what my part is.
Yeah.
All right. So, and there's nothing in my part
that has anything to do with the agent applying themselves. Yeah.
Take action is your part, right? So that depends on how you take action. How you take action determines.
So if an agent was to come in, take action, and do everything they're supposed to do, is it possible for them to close their first deal like within a few months?
It's possible for you to close first deal in a week.
Really?
Absolutely. But then that same agent, and it could take 3 months, 4 months. Sometimes it's about how the chips fall.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of variables in real estate that are beyond your control.
Mm-hmm.
So we're believers of control what you can control and then let the variables do what they do.
Yeah, that's
Right?
life.
Exactly.
It's real life.
So the things that you can control is taking action. The things that we control is supporting you.
Yeah.
So we're going to support you. You're going to take action. And then we're going to let the variables fall how they fall. They may fall the way you close your deal in the first week.
Mm-hmm.
They may fall where it take you 3 months. Some people, I've seen them, they close the deal fast, and then that second deal, damn, I can't get the second deal. And then some I've seen it take them forever to get that first deal, but that second and third deal right back to back.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's wherever the chips fall. But you got to, first of all, the broker has to understand how this thing really works, number one. And number two, has to do a good enough job to really explain it and articulating that to the agent. So we manage your expectations. Because that's another thing that drives people's crazy.
Okay, so how does a new agent support themselves if they aren't closing as soon as they think they should? If that makes sense.
Oh, it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense.
If you, let's say you're a new agent and you don't close your first deal, it takes maybe 3 months. So within those 3 months, how do you generate an income for yourself and your family?
I encourage people not to go. I'm telling you, I'm be transparent with you.
Mm-hmm.
I encourage people not to go full time unless they have 8 to 12 months of their basic necessities in the bank. That's what I tell people. Don't do it. Because now let me tell you why.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, confidence is the name of the game in this business.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a process, right? All right. So when a person is operating desperately, how does that look from a confidence level? It don't look good.
Mm-mm.
And the clientele, even if it's subconsciously, they can tell. Like they don't want that. Right?
Yeah, because then at that point you probably won't be holding their best interest up front.
They feel it, right? I mean, even if they're not consciously aware of it, it's something that's going to be triggering them. Mm-hmm. They don't know what it is, right? And again, that's going to push people away. So it becomes self-defeating, right? Well, but it's a valid concern if you don't know how you're gonna feed your kids,
mm-hmm.
right? If you don't know these lights about to get turned off, that's valid, right? There's a level of valid desperation. So it don't work. It does that mix doesn't work. I evolved in this area of my explanation because at first I was like, look, man, you got to go full time if you're gonna make it. Mm-hmm. And then there's still other companies that's saying the same thing. That's why they don't take part-time agents. They're like, well, no.
I'm saying that a lot of people won't take part-time.
Yeah, a lot of them, they won't take part-time agents. And I'm like, look, if you ain't got 8 to 12 months of your money in the bank, then you need to get a job and we need to do this thing part-time. Right? Because I know how critical that being in the back of your mind is going to be to your success.
It brings unnecessary stress. Like, how can you be successful in building this career if you're under so much stress?
You can't.
Exactly.
That's the answer. You can't. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So your question was, how do people provide for their family? They gotta either have the money in the bank, or they gotta have another stream of income, or they married to somebody that's covering them. Like that's how you gotta do it, right?
Yeah.
But it's gotta be one of those. Going into a full time and not having a source of income, it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Right? It's a hard truth, but again,
it's realistic. It makes sense.
Setting you up, gotta set you up for success. Right? If I know it ain't gonna work, I gotta tell you it ain't gonna work, right? Because if not, I'm doing you a disservice, right? All right, what other questions you have? See, this is good, right? You get to ask these questions. Like you, like, man, I didn't even know I had these questions that I wanted to ask.
I don't have anything on my mind at the moment.
All right. So, anything you want to know about our brokerage firm?
No, it kind of seems like you covered a lot.
Mm-hmm. You ain't asked me about my commission splits. I know they.
Were we supposed to discuss that online?
I don't care. It's on the website. I don't. Is
it really?
Yes, I do not care about discussing my commission splits with nobody.
What are your commission splits?
So, I already told you support, right? So for us, I come first from a place of value, and then I tell you, all right, this is what we ask. This is what this value requires. You being able to tap into it, right? I also like to keep things simple. All right, we got 2 plans. We're transferring. It's our commission split plan, but I'm gonna rebrand that to call it our developmental plan. So this is the plan where we develop you, all right, and then we have our transaction fee plan, and that's the plan for after you've been developed for you to take off, right? Quality of life changes. All right, with the developmental plan, which is the plan that you would have to come in. If you were to come in with Brooks & Davis right now, unless a person has done at least 3 buy or sell transactions, the only choice that they have is to come in inside of the developmental plan. Okay? As a matter of fact, while I'm talking to you about it, I can show you where it is online. So if you go to looking for a firm to join,
Do you also charge like monthly fees?
yes, we do. You got to. Any business that's going to have some sustainability has to have some type of program. But now look, we do it different though. Just like we do,
course.
we do it different. All right, so you go to this one, you click on other programs. See right there, agent commission plans. All right, so when you click on it, it'll make it big, and then that's where you'll see them. All right, so we got 2 plans: split commission plan, transaction fee, agent member, and then that affiliate member was the other thing I was telling you about for unlicensed people.
Okay.
All right, so we're an organization filled with affiliates and agents. Under the developmental plan, you notice that there's a 50-50 box and a 70-30 box. All right, 50-50 box is if you've done less than 3 transactions, we put you in the mentor program. While you're in the mentor program, 1 buyer transaction, 1 sell transaction, and then the third one is a buyer or a sell transaction are going to be at 50-50. 50% coming to the company, 50% going to you. What that helps us with is incentivizing the mentor, because they're putting in time, they're putting in effort, right? So we want to give them some incentive, right? Although we pick mentors that genuinely want to help, we still want to. That'll
save them for their time.
Yeah, we got to, right? So those 3 transactions are 50-50. Everything else is going to be 70-30, 70% to you, 30% to the company. All right. That 30% includes everything that I named in those 3 parts. It includes the coaching. You go to some other firms and you got to pay extra for the coaching.
Yeah.
And some firms it's thousands of dollars. And that's the kind of coaching that they get, because I coach everybody until I begin to develop and train other coaches. So we take coaching seriously. Right? I've invested thousands of dollars. I've invested hours upon hours upon hours. Like I'm finalizing on a new certification right now. I have to, and just to get this certification, I had to submit 21 videos of me doing exercises and I got to email it into them. And then I have to do a 30-page test. Like I got to do all of that to get the certification. That's the type of stuff that we've done and that I've invested in to be impactful as a coach. This is the kind of coaching that people literally pay thousands of dollars.
And don't receive.
And the reason that I know that they pay thousands of dollars for this kind of coaching is because that's what I had to pay to get this kind of coaching and get exposed to it.
Yeah.
We offer that. It's already included with you coming in, being a part of Brooks & Davis. And it's more than, so it's not real estate coaching. This is success coaching, life coaching, business coaching, being done by somebody that's a real estate expert. So we have that piece on there that we can add to it as well. But it's really about you being successful, period. A successful entrepreneur. So you get that with the 30%. You get the tools. You get, obviously, the mentorships in there. You get the trainings. In essence, you get connected.
Yeah.
30%. All right? Now, as long as you're in the developmental program, right? There's quarterly dues. We call ours member dues. They're not paid monthly, they're paid quarterly. They're $350 a quarter. We send the invoice out in arrears. What that means is, say for like the first quarter, January, February, March, April 1st.
Okay.
All right. Now, the reason we do that is because we have measures in place for you to eliminate the member dues. Remember I said earlier, we do it different. All right. The first thing is if you pay it on or before the 7th. So if the invoice goes out on April 1st, then April 7th, you pay it. But if you pay it by April 7th, then you don't pay any member dues. Okay? No. You get a $50 credit towards your member dues. All right? So instead of it being $350, it's $300. Okay. It makes sense? All right. The next thing is for every transaction that you do in that quarter, and that's as long as you're on the developmental program, the 70-30 split. For every transaction that you do, you get a $100 credit towards your member dues. So we're going to go back and see what transactions did you do January, February, March. That's why we got to invoice it on the back.
So it's possible that you could eliminate.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
Yeah,
yes, we got measures in place. We do it different. We got measures in place for you to eliminate your member dues. So for every transaction. Now, guess what? We're not just talking about buyer transactions or sale transactions. If you do a rental transaction, you get that $100 credit. If you do an apartment, you get that $100 credit. And the way our rentals and our apartments work, it ain't a split, right? So if you make $1,000 on a rental, a commission, say the commission is $1,000 on an apartment, it's not 70-30, meaning you get $700, we get $300. You pay a $125 transaction fee, and then you keep the rest. And day one, you could do an apartment, and you pay us $125, you keep the rest. And day one, that apartment, I just sent a Zelle to one of our agents today, $2,500 for an apartment that she did. She paid us.
So that's just finding a buyer and getting them to sign a lease for an apartment. That type of deal.
Really, it's you need an apartment? Okay, look. And they have this system called the ADS. We'll teach you all about that. What's going on, Nika Cox? Got us a new person on. See, they coming through. Tashana, it ain't just us in the building. That's as simple as, you look for an apartment. They got this software called ADS. You go on there. They'll give you a listing. You get their criteria. You type it in. They'll give you a list. You can send that list to the people. They find something on that list. They go into that apartment. And even if they find something that ain't on that list, they go into that apartment and they say, Tashana Thompson, help me. She's my apartment locator. Put her name on the application. They put your name on the application. Then people apply for it. They get approved. They move in. They pay their deposit. The apartment complex send you a check.
Wow.
As apartment locator. And when you get that check, we take out $125 and you keep the rest. And you get that $100 credited towards your member dues. Right? So apartments and rentals is pretty cool too. All right. So that means now if you do 3 transactions in January, February, March, you do 3 transactions, you eliminate your member dues. All right. But wait, there's more. So now we spoke earlier, it may take some time to kind of build momentum, and we recognize that. So for every coaching session, and we encourage our agents to meet with the coach once a week. For every coaching session that you do, you get a $30 credit. So that means if you do 10 coaching sessions in a quarter, as long as you're on that, and it could be year 1, it could be year 3, it could be year whatever. As long as you're a part of the developmental plan, for every coaching session that you do, you get a $30 credit. So now you do 10 coaching sessions, what happens to the member dues? Right? You do coaching sessions and transactions, what happened to the member dues? Right?
That's fair. That's cool.
Because at the end of the day, transactions is what matter. If you doing transactions, we good. You good, we good, the customer is good, everybody good. Right? And for people that are on Instagram checking us out, if y'all have questions put them in there, put them in the comments. That's what I'm here doing, answering questions. That's what this is all about. It's our real estate career night. Learn more about Brooks and Davis. You learn, or if you just have any questions, self-proclaimed industry's broker. If yours ain't answering the phone, I got you. Let me answer that question for you. A combination of those, those member dues are eliminated, right? You're doing the transactions, we good. Right? Now, if you're not doing the transactions, then we're so confident in our coaching that as long as you stay in the coaching, you're gonna start doing transactions. It's a matter of time, right? So if you're doing that, you committed to the coaching, we're not tripping on the member dues. Now, if you're not doing the transactions and you're not doing the coaching,
you're not committed to your own success.
You're not taking action, right? So for everybody, so we're not the kind of brokerage firm that's gonna say, hey, if you're not gonna do your part, you can't be a part, you can't work with us. We're not gonna do that. What we're gonna say is, if you ain't gonna do your part, please come on. But every quarter when you get this invoice, run me my money.
Yeah.
Because you're not taking action. You're not doing your part. Right? So now you gotta pay. You gotta pay to play. So that's how we are. Like some brokerage firms, they'll put you out. I'm gonna send your license back. No, we ain't gonna do that. We're gonna pay this invoice. You're gonna do that, right? So that's how we approach that, and that's how we approach the monthly fees or dues. So the goal though is that I'm not sending you an invoice, right? 70-30. That's where we at. $125 transaction fee. That's where we at, right? You're doing this business. You work in this business. You're tapped into an ecosystem. You tapped into the support. You're getting this development, right? So you can grow. So we can eventually get you to become a transaction fee agent. Transaction fee agent is when your life changes. I'm telling you.
Is there a certain amount of transactions you have to have under your belt before you're allowed to be under the transaction fee agent member deal?
It's just 3.
Just 3. That's it.
That's it. But if a person has done 3 transactions and they come to me and they say, hey, I want to go transaction fee, I'm a more than likely be like, let's not do that yet. Yeah. Because you got in this business to be able to do more than just 3 transactions, right? You want to be able to be consistent. You want to be able to consistently do transactions, right? Well, you got the coaching. Let's continue to build it, right? Yeah. I would say give it a solid 12 to 18 months. Solid 12 to 18 months.
For like 6 to 12 months, but
solid 12 to 18 months, right? I really want to say 2 years is really what I want to say, because it's going to take you a while for it to click, right? That after that 3rd transaction, you're going to have a working knowledge. Like you're going to kind of know it, but you're still not going to have the confidence that you need to really take it to the next level in the transaction fee plan, right? Because once you go transaction fee, then the support is pulled back, but you don't need it. Like the goal is once you become the transaction fee.
I can see why you say it takes a while, because there's not as much support there.
Right. Yeah. It's more
so you on your own kind of.
No, you're not. You'll never be on your own as long as you're.
Not completely, but. Were you in more control or responsible for your own success?
Transaction fee, you done moved out the house. You know what I'm saying? Like developmental program, you still living with me. I got you. I'm still claiming you as a dependent on my taxes. Transaction fee, you done moved out. You claiming yourself. You got you a job. You know what I'm saying? But you still my child. I'm still take care of you to an extent. But you're an adult. That's transaction fee. You're an adult, right? So
that's for the agents that are pretty much established and kind of have a great amount of momentum going at that point. Yeah.
Great word, momentum. And what I'm saying is 2 years of developmental program, we get you there. You're ready. And then once you're ready, you taking off. Like, because under the transaction fee plan, you pay $250 and then you keep the rest of the commission. All right? Average home in Houston right now may run you about $300,000. 3% commission is $9,000. And they may be throwing bonuses and stuff at you. Pay us $250. Yeah. You keep that other. I mean, that's a nice It's a nice little pay.
Yeah.
Right? But guess what? We couldn't check. We just could have checked. We could have checked this week and last week for $40,000 to an agent. Pay $250. Right? Yeah. You do the math.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Was
Multiple
it like
times.
An expensive home?
1.3 million.
Hmm.
Yeah, but like we did, look,
Wow.
one agent 750,000, 4% commission, $23,000, $250.
The commission rates vary.
Oh yeah. And then purchase price that varies. So transaction
How do you determine
fee.
your commission rates?
Huh?
How do you determine your commission rates? Like what?
Well,
makes
I don't determine it. Yeah. So the seller or whatever's being offered.
Oh.
Right? So like for instance, you can have a client, y'all go to a new home build, and that new home builder is offering 4% commission to the buyer's agent instead of 3%. They may be offering 6%. We've seen some that 6% commission.
I thought it was more so like the broker saying, "Hey, I'm only working for this amount of commission."
Oh no. Get your money, girl. So from a broker standpoint is we have our arrangement.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're under the developmental program, you keep 70%, I keep 30%. If you're under the transaction fee program, then you give me $250 and you keep the rest of it. Like the broker, we have our arrangement. Now, whatever commissions that you're going out there and you're commanding because of the service that you're putting into it and that you're doing, that varies, right? And that's determined by the market,
Okay.
right? So, but yeah, so the transaction fee is where your quality of life changes. And that's where we want to get all of our agents to at least become transaction fee agents, right? We want all of our agents to get to the point to where they're really realizing the power of a real estate license. Because for us, a real estate license is a tool. Mm-hmm. So what we want to do is we want to show you how to use that tool to get everything that you want, right? And I've been in this business long enough to know what realtors want. I used to be one. I'm technically still one. I'm a brokerage firm, had many of them, hundreds of them, cross my path through the firm and all that other stuff.
As a real estate agent, did you know you wanted to become a broker?
Yep, day one. Always. When I was in class and I found out how the compensation and stuff was structured, I was like, oh, no, I can't. People can't be controlling my money. I need to own my own company. So it's always been that, right? Yeah, so we know what realtors want. Right? You want a great quality of life. You want freedom of choice. And you want great quality of life, freedom of choice, and you want the ability to pursue things that make you happy. Mm-hmm. We simple people, right? And you can do that, and your real estate license can afford that for you. We just through the developmental program, we want to get you to the point to where we can show you how to do it. So now, once you get there, and you taking home $15,000 checks, you taking home $20,000 checks, when your tax bracket has now changed.
The scary part of it.
Well, the great thing is that you a business owner. Mm-hmm. You're an entrepreneur. You got that Schedule C. Use that Schedule C. Sure, use that Schedule C. But life is different. So we at least want everybody to become a transaction fee agent. But again, it doesn't stop for us. One of our values, as a part of our core ideology, we have what's called core values. We got 6 core values. Mm-hmm. And one of our core values is a commitment to 4x4 leadership. Without going into the details of it, at the end of the day, 4x4 leadership is us creating a culture that creates leaders, right? So because from the beginning, from day one, I always wanted to have the best agents, the most skilled, the ones that were the most successful, the most impactful.
It's a kid outside. Are you expecting a kid?
No. They'll find they'll find their parent. But we're creating a culture that creates leaders, right? Because our core goal, which is a part of our core ideology, is to be the #1 real estate company in production and profitability in the state. Right now, that company, 4,200 agents, 14 offices, 32,000 transactions, now $10 billion worth of production in a 12-month period. To handle that scale, you got to have infrastructure. Mm-hmm. And you're gonna to have that kind of infrastructure, you're gonna have to have leadership. So strong leadership, right? Homegrown leadership. So for us, yeah, transaction fee agent, that's the pool that we pull coaches, mentors. We're gonna, when we open up other offices in other states and we need branch managers to run those offices, if we go international, launching, that requires leaders, not just regular people, leaders. So we want to take you from where you are now to take you as far as you want to go. It don't just have to be the transaction fee piece, right? Again, it's a change in tax bracket, quality of life changes. But we also give you the opportunity to create passive income, because our leadership, through the leadership, you'll have opportunities to create income. Like you become a mentor, well, when they close on a transaction, you get a piece of what they do. She jump on here. It's Carolyn. She's actually one of my clients over a couple of times. She ain't jump on, then come on. Let's see, Excel. Oh, there you go. What's up? How you been?
I'm surviving.
There you go. Hey, man, you be showing me a lot of love on Instagram. Can you hear me? These connections, boy. Can't wait till that 5G get here.
So do your agents come into the office every day, or like only when they're in the beginning, like the training aspect of it? No?
So we do so much stuff virtually. Like whether that's Facebook, IG.
So your new agents often, I guess, work from home, in like a home office or something?
They work from the house. They go, and they partner with other agents. They go on showings with them. They come into the trainings. We do our coaching sessions, so we do them on Zoom. Like we need to stay connected. I'm trying to connect with you. Like, I'm trying to give you as many outlets to do it. Miss Carolyn, can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How you enjoying that house?
I'm loving it. My favorite realtor / coach / everything. We've been rocking a long time.
We've been rocking a long time, and I love it. I wouldn't give it up for the world.
Me neither. I'm thinking about becoming a realtor. I just gotta, I'm still processing stuff,
Hey, look, that's why I put these platforms in place. Like, what information you need from me to help you as you process if you should do it or not?
I know y'all way back. It ain't that, what's done went on the last couple of years. I'm still, it's gonna be 2 years since my husband passed.
So you're just getting past that mentally, trying to get in the right mind frame.
I'm trying exactly.
Hey,
and
look,
I'm not past that.
Hey, look, it may be a good distraction for you, but I need something to distract you.
Well, yeah, I do need to do that. But right now, what happens is when I get too in that frame of mind, I just travel.
So that's your outlet right now.
That's my outlet.
Well, look,
I can't focus on. I know what it takes to be a realtor. You know that. So, you got to be able to give 110%.
You hear that, Shauna? 110%, 150%.
110%. You can't be half stepping. Because as you know, knowledge is power. I used to work at a mortgage company with Brooks, with Larry. So, and a title company. And
yeah, you got to show up. You got to show up for the people.
For that, huh?
Yeah, I say you got to show up for the people.
And y'all will be my broker.
Tell the world, Miss K. Matter of fact, tell them why we gonna be your broker.
Hold on, I don't know.
All right.
My phone's been acting up. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I don't know what's going on,
Well,
but we
tell
had
them why,
a
tell them
cable
why we
issue
gonna be your
today.
broker.
But Brooke sent me an invite as usual, you know. So I was like, okay, let me hop on here tonight. I ain't doing nothing.
Hey, look, I'm glad you jumped on. We about to shut it down though, because it was only gonna go from 5 to 7. But we do it once a month. Every month I do this. But every week we go live on Facebook. You on Facebook? You on Facebook? You on Facebook? Every week we
No,
go live on Facebook.
I don't do no Facebook.
Okay. So yeah, once a month I go live on IG.
Oh, you know what? It might be because I'm in the house.
Oh yeah, because you rocking and rolling now. Look at
Whatever.
you rocking and
Whatever.
rolling now.
I
But
don't know
look,
if I'm rocking and rolling, but I'm rolling.
but look, you said we gonna be your broker. Tell these
Oh
people
yeah.
why we gonna be your broker. Why?
I would say with the experience I've had dealing with you, Larry, and LaQuana, who's your wife, it has been a smooth sailing thing. And whatever questions I had, even though I've worked in mortgages, LaQuana was on top of it. If she didn't know it, she got the answer right away. It wasn't, I'll get back with you in 3 or 4 days like some people. So, given my personal experience, and you know how many times we done did business with you and Brooks and Davis,
Absolutely.
that, and to be black owned, let me stress that, that speaks volume. Integrity. Integrity beats anything.
Yeah.
And when you do things decent and in order, that's just a different feeling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, that's
I
why I love
appreciate
you
that.
guys.
I
I mean, even
appreciate
when
you.
we came back, you know, after my illness, and it's like, let me reach back out to Brooks and Davis. That they're going to be the one to help us find our house here. So,
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely. Well,
and
I
even when we
definitely
were in
appreciate.
Dallas, I called you for a friend of mine up there
Yeah,
to do something
we
for
always
her.
stay connected. We always
Yeah,
stay connected. We always stay
yeah,
connected, and we still
yeah.
always stay connected. We always stay connected now. Yeah.
Exactly. So I just appreciate you guys, really, really, I do.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciate you sharing that and saying that. It really means a lot because you see a lot of people, especially out here on Instagram or social media, and they tooting their own horn, right? But we need people like
Oh,
you that.
my sister just joined.
Oh, tell her what's going on. Look, tell her to jump on. Bring her on the camera
Yeah, that
too.
MKD 1972. Oh my God.
Look at her. Look at you. You bringing the people. I should have had you on earlier.
Maybe we'll have me on a segment where we talk about the credit repair part.
Oh, you know what? That'll be solid. Yeah, yeah. We do need to bring. We do need to connect and have that conversation with some people.
Yeah, you know.
That's good. That's
You
good.
know I know all about what it takes.
I know. Good, Miss Carolyn, boy. I love me some Miss Carolyn, boy. All right. Well, no. I sure appreciate you coming on. We're about to shut it down because we was going till
Right.
7 o'clock.
But
I know I had
I'll
to
try to
come
do
here
more. Like I said,
trying to.
Brooks Larry has sent me a thing, and I just happen to be on Instagram because I ain't no social media like that. I never on it's basketball on, so I'm a sports fanatic. But
Yes, ma'am.
at the end of the day, I said, well, let me just see what they doing. And like I said, I've been thinking about doing that, but I got to process some stuff. So
Yeah. Well, here's the good thing. Here's the good thing. As you can see, I've been very active on IG. So I've been putting a lot of
yeah.
stuff out there, putting a lot of
Yes.
things. So, you know, as you go through that process of, you know, considering things, thinking, we're still going to be connected. So just like the
Right.
same way we've done in the past, you have
Right.
questions, you want to run something by me, I'm here, you know, whether it be on the phone or whether it be on IG, you know, we're still connected.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
All
I
right.
appreciate you because you do get back with people. I will say that.
You hit Tashana? Come on. See, look, I got people in here. They was probably doubting me. I'm like, no, I return phone
Let me
calls.
tell
What are you
you,
talking about?
if, if he is going to respond, even if he got somebody sitting in front of him, he's gonna say, "Give me 10 minutes, give me 5 minutes, give me 1 minute." So
Absolutely. Absolutely. I am going to respond. Matter of fact, that's going to be
you
my
gonna
thing for
respond.
2022. 2022, I'm going to respond. He is going to respond.
He gonna respond. Yes, I saw that. I said, "You sure will." But
Oh,
it is
man.
good. I'm glad I'm joined. I'm glad you're joined.
No, I'm glad you did too. I'm glad you did too. Well, look, we're going to be doing it again. We're going to be doing it again next month. Let me go ahead and jump off so I can get out of here, get home to them babies. One
Yeah,
of them
yeah,
text me
yeah.
already. One of them text me already. So I better get on this road, get Mr. Sean on her
Okay.
way. But
All right.
whatever you need, Carolyn, I'm here. You know it.
I know. I know. I appreciate y'all so much.
Oh man, I appreciate you. We appreciate you.
All righty. Have a
All
good
right.
one.
You too. You have a good one. And then everybody else that's on the live, we're gonna go ahead and shut it down today. Appreciate all of you all for participating, jumping on board, just listening to us for a little bit. You know, do what we do. Hopefully you learn. Hopefully you gain something. But in the event, if you got any questions, I'm easy. Jump in the DM with me. Y'all know my information. Y'all know how to get at me. Enjoy the rest of y'all Thursday, and we'll talk to you later. Y'all have a good one. All right. Peace.